We have some Battlin boxers for you today. I'm actually super excited about this. Of course, we have some Horus interesting ideas, and the Armored Exceed support actually brings a new light to some interesting ideas. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on this content. Hey, guess what? It's Battlin boxes. Now, I actually have not seen a lot of Battlin boxer really anything out here, and the fact that the OCG actually found a way to kind of incorporate some value to kind of bring this deck back to life is actually really cool. And yes, we are playing True King Amizad in here as well. This is definitely there's a lot of cool things going on here. So we have 2 copies of the Battlin Boxer Chief second, triple copies of Glassjaw, 2 copies of Headgeared, 2 copies of the Promoter, 2 copies of the Shadow. We also have 2 copies of Spar, still one of the best stupid good cards that we can have. 2 copies of the Switch Hitter, triple copies of Uppercutter, 1 copy of the Fireflint Lady, 1 copy of the Magius, 1 copy of Ricardo, 1 copy of Turpin, and 1 copy of the True King Amizad, the Vanisher. Then, of course, we have 1 Almace, triple copies of the Durandal, 2 copies of the Joyuse, 2 copies of the Battlin Boxer Spirits, 1 Foolish Barrel with your 1 Noble Arms Museum. You also have 1 Rank Up Magic Quick Chaos, 1 Rhoda, 1 copy of the Ring Announcer, 1 Xyz Gift, 2 copies of the Battlin Boxer Counter, and of course 1 Jolt Counter. Then we have 1 copy of Charles, 1 copy of Redoer, 1 copy of the General Kaiser, 1 copy of the Comet Cestus, 2 Nova Kaiser. Then we have 1 copy of the Boxer Cetus, 1 Silent Arc, triple copies of the Lead Yoke, 1 copy of Dempsey, 2 copies of Charles, and 1 copy of Crimson Blader here, wrapping up your Battlin Boxer / Infernoble package. Next up here, we have some Horus for you. Now, the reason why I wanted to cover this is I have been wanting to find a way to play regular Horus. You know, not throwing in any of this extra garbage that you kind of see with the rest of the deck. No, I wanted a hard method to be able to bring the Advantage engine together and maximize results, and that's actually what the Pharaonic Sarcophagus here gives you. You're going to hand trap your opponent and play the game. That's why you also play Small World here to kind of bridge the gap to make sure that you can turbo to these options to win the game. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyspring, 2 copies of the Blessing of Horus, triple copies of Effect Veiler. We also have 2 copies of Hoppy, triple copies of Insetti, still the best card in the deck. We have triple Maxi and 2 copies of the Aegis of Horus. Then we have 2 Called by the Grave, 1 Crossout Designator, 1 Feather Duster with your triple copies of the Pharaonic Sarcophagus. We also have 2 Pot of Desires, triple copies of Small World, triple copies of Trade-In, triple copies of the Canopic Protector. We also have triple Imperm and 1 copy of Skill Drain. Down the extra deck, we have 1 Underworld Goddess, your 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, 1 IP, 1 Apollos with 1 access code. We also have 1 Hope Harbinger, the 1 Gimmick Puppet, the Cypher Dragon, your Cypher Blade Dragon, Felgran, 2 Dingrisus, and 1 copy of the Giant Trainer here, wrapping up a pretty straightforward take for this deck. Next up is our Ogdoadic pile. So this is Ogdoadic with Evilzor in here with Sakitama extensions. There is no Grasslook Screener in this deck, which is actually pretty cool. So this is basically just reptile good stuff. Trying to maximize on your profit to see what you can kind of do for this deck. But I do like the fact that, you know, I see some splash good stuff in here. So we have 1 copy of the Animador Archosaur, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyspring. We also have the 1 copy of the Diabellstar, 1 copy of the Blessing of Horus, 1 Effect Veiler, triple copies of Laios, 1 copy of the Evil Tile. So yeah, you can actually bring this guy on out. We also have 1 Ghost Bell, 1 copy of the Moonlit Chill, 2 copies of Insetti, 1 copy of the Caruse, triple copies of Maxi with your Misk. We also have triple copies of Nayuya, 1 copy of the Ogdoadic Overlord with 1 copy of the Night Sword Serpent, triple copies of Nunu. Of course, we have 1 copy of the other Ogdoadic Overlord, 1 copy of the Colt, 2 copies of Nayami, 2 Sakitama, and 1 copy of Zoha. Then, of course, we have triple copies of the Sinful Spoils Hunter Fiend, 2 Called by the Grave, your triple copies of Fossil Dig with your 1 Ogdoadic Dawn of Creation. We also have the Serpent Strike, 2 triple copies of Water Lily with the 1 Sarcophagus. We also have triple Rain, 1 copy of the Snake Eyes, and then we have 2 Talents, your 1 Thrust, 1 Singularity, and triple copies of Imperm. Down in the extra deck, we have 1 SP Little Knight, 2 Enchindo with 1 copy of Dahark. We also have the 1 Zoral, 1 Borrelsaur with the 1 copy of M-Frame, 1 Zombie Vampire with the 1 Doomsday Star, 2 copies of the King, 1 Lars, 1 Hydra, 1 Chaos Roller, and 1 Baron de Fleur. And then our side deck here is 1 Amnesia, 1 Duraswarm with 1 Magna, 1 Ghost Spell, your 2 Nibiru, 1 Book of Eclipse, 2 Dark Ruler, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Raigeki, 1 Thrust, 1 Barrier, and 2 copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up another one of those beautiful pile decks. Man, oh man, it gets better and better. Hey, this is some TG stuff. I'll be honest with you. I've enjoyed seeing what people bring to the table out here for TG. It's not exactly, you know, a massively meta deck, but it's been really nice. And also, I mean, you get to play Synchro Rumbo here. Just target 1 tuner or a level 7 or 8 dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard. Special summon in defense position, and then guess what? You get locked into Synchro summons for the rest of your turn. We're not even playing the, well, I guess to be fair, this is just a very small splash of TG good stuff. This is literally Synchro Toolbox with a Diabellstar package in here. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyspring. You get the 1 Assault Synchro, 1 copy of Diabellstar, 1 Illegal Knight with your 2 Jet Synchro, 1 Magician Souls with 2 copies of Maxi. Also have the 1 Gamma with your 2 Revolution Synchro, 2 Stardust Synchron with your 1 Stardust Worm. We also have the 1 TG Rocket Salamander, the 1 Screw Serpent, and 1 Warwolf. Then, of course, we have triple copies of Water Enchantress, your 1 Driver with your 1 Illusion of Chaos, triple copies of the Hunter Fiend, have 2 Called by the Grave, your 1 Dracoback, your Faithful Adventure, your Foolish Burial. Of course, we have On Your Mark, Get Set, Duel, 2 Rite of Armies here, the 1 Stardust Illumination, the 1 Synchro and triple copies of the TG Breaker Limiter, and 2 copies of Snake Eye here. This does actually act as a starter for this deck, which is beautiful. Then we have 1 Trishula, 1 TG Hyper Librarian, 1 Stellar Wind Wolf Fort, 1 Stardust with your 1 copy of the Sorrow Cap, the Junk Speeder with the King Calamity, the Herald. Of course, we have Lulu Lawleth. Good old Crimson Dragon with the Chaos Ruler. We have Dissipator, the Baron de Fleur, the Excel Synchro, and the Excel Synchro Stardust here. Wrapping up the Break Over Limitar Synchro pile. Maybe this is something that when this does come to the TCG, when we do get access to this stuff, maybe this actually will take people by surprise, because this seems actually really freaking cool. Next up here, hey, now this is what I can get behind. I see that we're playing the Armored Exceed cards in here as well. So you're mean to tell me that we can actually do some level up shenanigans through some of this stuff? Yeah, it actually does look that way. You might not have considered the fact that you can abuse, you know, it's usually just like Zeus Turbo here, but this is a different take on Zodiac, something that I don't think a lot of people have really considered. So we have 1 Alpha, the Master of Beast, your triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyspring, 2 copies of Crow with the 1 Gamma Seal, we got triple Maxi with your 1 Space Rock, 1 Bunny Blast with your 2 Ram, 1 Rapier with your triple Throwblade, got triple copies of the Whiptail with the 1 copy of the Armored Exceeds, got the 2 Dark Roller, your triple Tenki, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Avarice because we need to recycle the Zeus. We also have 2 Desires, 1 Barrage, must be nice. We also have the 1 Armored Exceeds, triple Imperm, 1 Macro, 2 Judgment, 2 Strike, and 1 Gumbo. Then down here in the extract, we have the 1 Asa, the 2 Tiger Mortars, 2 copies of Hammerbong, 2 Chakanine, 2 copies of Borbo. We also have 1 Xyz Armor Fortress, 1 Doomsday Star, and 1 Full Ray Armored Dark Lancer, 2 Vespinato, and 1 Zeus. Then we have 2 copies of Shifter, 1 Ghost Bell, 2 Space Rock, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Dimensional Barrier, triple Evenly, and 1 copy Macro Cosmo, wrapping up the Zodiac full combo. And our last list here is Stun. I actually wanted to include this because this is actually really cool. The fact we can also Unicorn rip from our opponent is actually pretty interesting. So we have triple Artemis, 1 copy Pankratops, triple Commandant, triple copies of Inspector Border, 1 Unicorn, and triple copies of Ariana. Then we have triple Cardemise, triple Necrovelli, your 2 Duality, 1 Pot of Prosperity with your triple Royal Tribute, 2 Super Poly with 1 Terraforming, and triple copies of Morganite. Then we have 2 Dogmatica Punishment, triple Solemn Judgment, triple Strike, and the triple Judgment. Down the extract, you have the 1 Underworld Goddess, your 1 IP, your 1 Access Machine, Utopia the Lightning with 1 Baguski. We also have 1 Base Utopia, 1 Exaton Knight, 1 Zeus, 1 Starving Venom, 1 Mudbud, 1 Hugin, 2 Ints, 1 Dragon Knight Draco Quest, and 1 copy of Cordius. And we have triple copies of Maxi, 1 Change of Heart, 1 Harbeast Feather Duster, 2 Raigeki, 1 Flashing Fire, 2 Curses, 2 Tip, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here. Wrapping up honestly, some of the coolest stuff that I've seen, actually some of these ideas actually give me ideas to want to try out playing Zodiac, and maybe some of these other cool things. Maybe this stun idea might actually be something feasible. I really wish we had triple card demise, but can't change everything. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.